operation facility moved offshore. So when I went back to Fremont just shut down the 2 buildings. When I went back to that, we have about 50 people there. Right? So I went back there, and as soon as they see me, they are so happy, but then they feel very sad. They say, Steve, when we're going to shut down this facility? And I said, my skill says not shut down the facility. I'm trying to win that facility. And they say, Steve, you gotta go to do that. The reason I started changing because in these 50 people, they are not engineers. They have a lot of technicians. And what I find out is it was interesting is, actually even in Silicon Valley, we have a lot of so-called middle seven. Indeed, they live in Stockton, they live very, very far in the commune. A lot of them are immigrants. Right? So in that time, when I was doing this, I started to realize, wow, actually my job is affect a lot of people's lives. Suddenly my vision and goal become much, much higher. I no longer think about, you know what, I want to become manager, director, VP and that. No, I still continue to grow, but certainly it's not my #1 goal. Just for myself, I rather than say, hey, I want to make a difference to affect other people's life. I like to be changing to community. And I can give you, the story later. We feel very proud about that. Okay. Indeed, I started involved with the city of Fremont. And we have a big building. Actually, you can go to Google. I can talk about that. Because they was very interested on Seagate. What happened is that for city of Fremont, they want to attract not only high-paid jobs. Because what they find out is when Silicon Valley developed all this software and that, it's not very good. Because we drive out all these middle salary people. For the society, it's not healthy. But anyway, so when they talk to me, they interview me, and we feel very proud because we have about 400, 450 people. We have about 200 people, so-called high-paid salary, PhD, advanced degree. But we also have about 200 people. They are so-called middle salary. So you make a lot of difference on that. But anyway, when you have this big vision and goal, then you can start to learn about how to execute results. And in the training, you will also learn typical, I use this one so-called, you want to deliver result, you put a goal and that. And one thing I don't know if you heard about is dolphin training. Everybody asking about execution. Dolphin training is very simple. You all see how the dolphin, right? In the seawater, they jump. It's incredible. Dolphin can jump very high. Do you know how they train it? But you cannot put a fish in very high. I mean, if you put it that high, I think the dolphin will die. So they put a fish. This is how they use the statistical chart. Originally, they put the fish, they put a ball on the water. So when the dolphin touches the ball, you kill the fish. Then raise the ball. Touch it, kill the fish. Raise it. And that's all we do. Well, actually, we are also gentlemen, right? So the point is like, when you train this one, is you put a ball there, they deliver, reward the people. If we train in Korea, the picture there. So that's real. Because we reward, then we raise the bar, doing that. Then suddenly the team capability continue to improve. That's how you train. And we're going to teach you how to do that too. So that's what in execution. I try to watch the time, but because I can talk more, because there's a lot of materials there. Because in execution, also the other one is time management. I don't have time. Time management, really quick, time management is that all of you have said, hey, I don't have enough time, right? I'm so busy. But actually, if you really look at it, you have a lot of time. Because we're going to also teach you about, if you look at the time we spend, we can in the 4 different categories. The number one is urgent, and important, right? Which is like every day you got to produce that. Then the other one is so-called very, very urgent and not important. Typical like a meeting, or maybe call from your wife, or even people argue, that's important or urgent. But anyway, then the number 3 like not important, not urgent, which is like right now we're doing a lot of research and all that. And number 4 is like very, very important and not urgent. Just like develop soft skill. So if we're gonna find a lot of time if we just focus on number 1 and number 4. Anyway, I don't have enough time. So, but if you attend the workshop, we're gonna teach you all that. So then the other one is the soft skill is also how can we also learn from the teaching side. Right? Regardless of whether you want to become VC or you become engineer, you always need to know that. So what I got involved on this one was, I was lucky and I always want to learn. So I have one of personal coach who was the senior VP at Seagate. So I want to talk to him, Kevin Isa. I said, Kevin, what do you think where I need? So what he did is 360. By the way, get a coach in your company is so important. The more attention they pay to you, or they pay for your training, the more you will go up. Because they think about, gosh, I put so much money for you already. You cannot go. But anyway, so I want to talk to him. And he said, okay, Steve, I did a 360. 360 is, you have your boss, your peer, and then see what are you good and not good. And he looked at me, because in that time I started doubting about, my confidence was not as high. And then he said, well, Steve, actually, majority you are very good. You are very good, especially I'm very good execution at delivery result. I'm very good on leading the team. Actually, most of the people work with me for many, many years. And then he said, the problem you have is, number one, he said, my interpersonal skill is knowledge creating, especially how to, say, work with the other side. Because sometimes I'm very competitive. I said, then that. Then the other one he told me is, you need to go to learn strategic thinking, business side. Know a little bit about finance, know a little bit about EHS, know a little bit about how this business go. So then that's what he told me. He said, hey, the company right now try to put the so-called future leader, and they're going to send them to Harvard Business School. What are we going to apply? I said, Jerry. So do not be fooled in your company, all this VP and senior VP talking about, oh, it's very simple. It's very simple. Very, very, very simple. In fact, if you can go to solve material science problem or electrical problem or mechanical problem, this one is so simple. But this one is a different view, different training. So basically, what I learned is the most important thing is let's get out of this engineering thinking, which is usually we look at a microscope in the 5 feet, looking in the 500 feet, 5,000 feet. Then you see the whole thing is different. And they think that's leader. So we will train that. Okay, then the other one is talking about leadership and management. Somehow, they have stereotype, think we are not good managers. We are not good leaders. Do you have this feeling? Oh, because I have the other training is business psychology. So Seagate hired him to train me. And he was very interested. Because he looked at the Seagate profile. He said, Steve, how can you become VP? Because everything go on, you executive, all Caucasian. Well, because they have this stereotype. And I don't know if you have this kind of experience. When they see us, they say, oh, you must be very good at play ping pong, right? There's nothing wrong with good at play ping pong, but what do you think I play ping pong, right? I don't know. Yeah, nothing wrong to be very good at ping pong. But by the way, I don't play ping pong, I play rugby. Ooh, Stevie play rugby. Right? And some of them, Americans did not know the rugby. Then, the one step ahead. Rugby is the one you play football, right? No helmet. Oh gosh, you're good. But the point is, the leadership, we are very good at leadership. Try to find what is your different style of leadership. Okay. So I started to find out. Because the good thing is I play rugby, and I start to say, team. And people work for me in Seagate, I always say, we will be success as a team. We will fail as a team. But if we work together, we will never fail. And when we travel, we all travel together. Go to Korea, have a good time. We have good time together. We have bad time together. And when all this, other side Caucasian look at, like Fremont side might think, oh gosh, this team must be good, right? Because sometimes they cannot understand, because usually I'm very competitive, and somehow, I have the reputation saying, I drive team very hard, so they will think about, well, my division must be very horrible. But then they find out, gosh, how come these people all work with you for like 20, 30 years? Can I even get rid of that? They did not know is because I developed my leadership philosophies and go by the team. Right? So you develop that. Find what is your style of leadership and management. Everybody knows it. There's no good or bad. You just need to try to learn this one and then try to practice. So then you need to go build your team. In the Silicon Valley, actually, it's very easy to build. Because you can go to find all these very diverse people. Okay, we're talking about Indian, Middle East, Caucasian. We cannot explore that. They need to be part of that. Okay, you see, we have lady, we have gentlemen, and we have a different background, we have different thinking, we have double E, we have software, hardware, we have lawyer, we have everything. We need all of that. So you need to recruit all this, and not only recruit, you need to embrace this. Before I come to work in Silicon Valley, in our culture, actually, we were very selective. We only work with certain people because we feel comfortable. But we have to train to say, diversity is an advantage. Diversity is how you create the maximum output. So you do that. Right? And then it's not only the diversity. We also train, teach you how you build a team. And then you build a team, everybody's strength and weakness. Nobody perfect. Usually if you strength here, your weakness is here. The other one is the other way around. If you look at my direct report, I have the people, 4 direct reports, 3 actually is same as my background, Chinese. They are all from mainland China, they come here study, then work to become senior director. And I have one is Korean, but he come here 3 years old, so he cannot speak Korean. So you have this one background more like us. I have the other 3 direct reports, they are Caucasian. They do for me is like in equipment, in Pilot 9, in EHS, in facility, in all that. For example, work out very well. Personal, I don't know how to go to bank to withdraw money. But I got to manage in like $100 to $120 million a year budget. But I don't do that. I have all these people who do that. The only point is you select the right people. Find where they are strength. Because if you involve in the facility, it's so complicated. I tell you, if you don't born in this country, you cannot do it. I mean, especially in California, regulation will kill you. I mean, a lot of time in the meeting, I cannot even understand what they are talking about. I'm serious, I don't know. But I would say, he also, Steve, figure this out, and then just give me 5 minutes summary. That's all I need to know. That's how you build a team. So that's how you build a team. But anyway, even if you put all the team together, you also need to be trained. How you get the first team, right? Earlier I was talking about, hey, inspire people, give them a speech. You cannot be able to give a speech. Say, oh, do it. Well, you got to reward, recognize. Right? And the reward and recognition is also different stage. The first stage is make sure they got good money, because we have to eat. So we got to make sure, hey, all our people have money, a good pay and that. In Silicon Valley, usually in your background is not a problem. Then you move to the next stage. Make sure they feel secure of their job. So you got to get a team very successful, so they don't even go on layoff. Oh, tomorrow we don't have a job. Then number 3, move up. The one I mentioned to you, whatever you do, you affect 1,800 people's life, In 3 months, we create a job for whole community. We affect a lot of people. It's not only people work for Seagate, restaurant and all this, hotel is all somewhat associated to that. And then even in the process, I can tell you there's a lot of detailed thing can really motivate you. Just on money alone. I'll give you an example. So it used to be for engineer technician. You know spot bonus, right? Have anybody received a spot bonus? Raise your hand. Spot bonus. Okay, oh good. Have you received a letter from your VP to say spot bonus and the state? I don't know you, Tony. I just wanted to let you know. Thank you for coming on the Saturday and to finish all the testing. And we set the sample out this morning. Customer give us very, very good feedback. Because of your contribution, we are able to make all the qualification. So I already authorized 2,000 spot points for you. And I want to thank you and all your family to make it happen. This kind of letter, so I will put it in. This kind of letter for VP talk. For low-level engineer, unbelievable. The reason I know this one is, I used to be wrong lots of that. And then when we change the office, and so when they change it, so they find the one later I wrote them about like 10 years ago. Right? And then the guy got it, so and they went back to say, gosh, I want to show to my wife. And my kid, I learned how to go up. Said, can you see how good of your daddy? You know, Steve Hwang, he's a VP. He wrote this one for me. Right? So again, a lot of this kind of thing is you can go to train and really bring other people. And we do a lot of usually when I try to talk my thing, we do this very special arrangement. We call dinner for two or dinner for three. So for example, like Simon, we will find out okay how many you marry, how many kids you have, and then we arrange a reunion. Go to your family house, and then we say that this restaurant we will make a reservation already. Go to have a good time. The point is not single, it's their wife so feel so good. Next time when someone you want to quit, the wife says, don't stay there. Do not go. Because otherwise I don't have limousine to go. So there's a lot of this kind of reward, recognition, how you build a team out of that. So some of them we're going to teach that also. Alright, so let me speed up a little bit. So then they're talking about, remember we were talking about, hey, we worry, right? And we nervous, sometimes we cannot sleep. And I say I used to have a lot of this problem. When I was doing a new product qualification, I was very young. In my early 30, they're 20 anyway. I don't even want to go to work. Because what happened is that I was doing a new product qualification. That time is all voicemail. So the voicemail, if you got a voicemail, the red light will on, the blink, and every time when I pick up, it's always bad news. Basically say, your product, not qualified. Bad, Steve, why you say this kind of media to us? So every time when I see this one, it's to the point, I just cannot handle it. It's constantly under this pressure, and I work long hours, right? But the very interesting though, I was working with, my friend Chris Metal. So we are same team, right? Doing the new product qualification. He was not worried. I know he was not worried because he ride bike every morning, and during the lunch time he was spend 2 hours for lunch, and if I have a car, he's gone. He just gone. And I said, why is that? I'm so worried because our product is disqualified. Yeah. So I went to talk with him. I said, Chris, I want to talk with you. He said, what? I said, hey, Chris, what do you think you are doing? Or, what the old project doing? He said, still pretty good. I said, what do you mean pretty good? Customers say they're going to disqualify us. He said, they always say that. Don't worry about it, they always say that. They say, you are still young anyway. They always say that. Don't worry, we'll qualify. Yeah. I said, really? I said, okay, Chris, what do you think of your performance? He said, still, I should. Good, very good. I said, you're kidding me. I said, you are not even work, right? He said, well, what do you say? And I said, okay, fine. Chris, how about me? I said, Chris, what do you think about? He said, Steve, man, you are a star performer. And I just don't understand why you work so hard. And I said, gosh, that's a problem. You know, I started to realize, because of our background, our training, maybe you got Chinese, all this education, we always worry, we gotta be so serious. I mean, we don't even want to laugh at it. I'm serious. You know, in that time I started realizing, wow, this mentality is so different. So I started saying, you know what? I'm going to start keep very positive. I said, Chris, thank you. From now on, everything will be all good. You say, yeah, that's it, right? And also, you know, it's not only that, and I also have, you know, in the process, I have very good people help on me. I work for the person called Joe Wise. They are doing a book. I know some of you have book, and he actually wrote the first book, Leadership and Management, for me, and he was my boss. And very nice person. And you know, I always talk to him, especially I don't feel good. And I don't know if you see the people like that. You haven't even walked into his office. He already there. Steve, good to see you. I said, oh, Joe, we have problem. No problem, Steve, we have you, right? And suddenly you feel very good. I said, no, Joe, really, I need to talk to you, right? We have this problem, I need help. I said, Steve, don't worry. Don't worry. You can do it. So I did not even get a chance to tell him what the problem is. Steve, I'm going to teach you. Can do anything. You can do it. Can you repeat it again? I said, yeah, I can do it. Okay, good. And he said, okay, are you happy right now? I said, yeah, okay, thank you. And I go back. And I started saying, oh yeah, because he told me, Steve, your worry does not change anything. You cannot sit there worrying. And so you can get the whole your team and say, okay, we don't do anything, we just worry. And they say, if this worry can make it better, then that's all you do every day. I said, no. Even with this kind of training is not enough, because this becomes a mental training. It's not enough. So I started to develop this sort of triangle. Now I call it success triangle. So you got to train physically, only like you say you run every day. Actually, I run every day. The people know I don't eat breakfast. The reason I don't eat breakfast, because when I was in Taiwan, when I woke up, it's about 1 o'clock. So I never got a chance to eat breakfast. So it's not because of that, but right now I wake up every day 5 o'clock. Then I will go to exercise. I run the 2 marathon. Actually, there's a good story about run marathon, and also tell you about confidence and what's the difference. Think about hypertrophy. So when I come to USA, I did not think about I can run marathon. But then, in one time, I had a meeting with my boss, Hwang and Jerry Combani. And Hwang and Jerry very young. And they said, oh, Stephen, Jerry, we need to finish meeting early. We said, why? Oh, I got to go train for marathon. I said, Bill, you run marathon? He said, yeah, I run marathon. I said, gosh, if you can run marathon, I mean, So I started training for marathon. But again, you can see, somehow they believe they can do anything. And I'm thinking about, I'm pretty lucky, then I can. So that's how I learned the 2 marathon. And that's the also good story. When you run this in the training, you learn a lot of that. But then, physically training, because you got to maintain high energy. See, if you don't have high energy, you're in trouble. Look at Donald Trump said about Jeb Bush. When the people think you got low energy, and in our country, low energy is good, right? It's very peaceful. Very peaceful. In USA, they say, oh, you got low energy. Oh. So you gotta go to train. The reason people say, hey, you have a lot of energy, and the physical, you can do not necessarily mean of anything you like to do. Just somehow physically need to maintain. It can be sustained that. Okay? Physically like that, emotionally even more. Because we always can do a lot of stress, related family, related work, everything. So how you do that? How you recharge that? So we also going to share with you, I develop a way how to do that, right? Usually what I do is, I read book. I read a lot of books. They are all American books. It's not because I don't like a Chinese book. Chinese book is very good. The reason I read a lot of American books is because I want to compete here. I read book. It's not only learning. I want to get into their thinking because their thought process is very different. And in the way how they write book, you can get their thought process. So, for example, in my work hour during the lunch, I usually don't go out. So I will eat very quick lunch, 10-20 minutes. I will start reading book, and then in the meantime, I also do some meditation. You know what it means meditation? It's just sleep. And then you just get a little bit. You're so relaxed, I find it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And then you relax it. And then if I got a lot of stress, I would just find a place, be quiet, and then think about a lot of good memories. A lot of is in the college or party thing, or be able to charge that. Help you a lot to really recharge your emotion. And also important thing is, spiritually you need to be good. Some people is very religious people. I think it's good. But the good thing is, try to volunteer to do the work. We involve a lot. So I personally involve a lot of community service. Right? We build bike for the kid. We do the painting. The furnish the house for the low-income people. And then I do diabetes and all that. So we do a lot of that. And the most important thing is the one I'm talking about: how to make your work you can contribute to the community. Like we have very good relationship with the city of Hwang. We feel very proud of that because we create a job for these super low, middle income people. And all this one will help you, train you, continue to balance. And with that, you can continue to have very positive attitude. And the mindset, no, I can do it. It is difficult, but I can do it. And always love what you do. You're always passionate. Every day you can wake up. It's difficult to wake up every day 5 o'clock. Have you tried that? Well, all this research triangle is really come down. Eventually, the training is develop a habit. If I can be in Taiwan, I woke up at 1 p.m. Right now I woke up. Actually, right now I try to change it to 4:45 because I find the other my direct report, Robin Davis was wake up 4:30, and he was the military guy. I said, gosh, how can he better than? But again, it's really training. I mean, a lot of the training. One taking the picture. He used to be very late. Right now he's also sleep at 10 o'clock, and then wake up like at 5, 6. It's training. It's training. Because if you want to compete and you want to be successful in Silicon Valley, you gotta be soft skill development, some discipline like that. It's all training. Okay, good. So, I hope you convince whoever raised their hand, you have this problem, we all have this problem. We have very similar problems. But there's a solution for it. And this one has to be just like you try to practice it, train that, and it gotta be continued. Right? So what I learned was like that. The best way to do it, just like when we was in the Harvard Business training, is you go to class, you learn, go back to your company, office, discuss with the people, either your friend or your management is best, and then come back to learn again. And I'm more than happy, and our team, whoever is there now, we're more than happy to work with you step by step. And in a certain point, I can be, if you want to become your personal mentor or coach, I'm more than happy to do that, because I believe in your career, the issue you're facing will be very similar to what I described. I'm not saying I have a solution for it, but I went through all these kind of situations. So most of people, I did a lot of mentoring, even in CK already. And whatever the difficulty they present to me, usually they were surprised. I said, because we are so similar background, and I went through the same situation like we are. A little bit of this. want to offer this workshop in a different way. And it's really a lot of what I learned I share with you. All my training, especially MBA training, and my mentor, my personal coach, or even business psychology knowledge, is all the training somehow involve my company, my management. I did not myself say I'm going to get an MBA. I know some people must that. And some people say, if I'm an engineer, I get an MBA, I can become manager. No, you are not. Because none of your managers know you got an MBA. And they don't even know what is MBA going to affect you. So how you do this training and how to work all together. So remember I shared with you, I went to talk to Kevin Isa, he asked me about Harvard Business School training and so we like to offer you, for example, we're going to start with this communication. The communication will be like 4 weeks. We're probably going to do either San Jose State or going to do either Stanford. So we try to work out that. Okay? And we like, certainly if you want to pay your personal, it's fine, but we like it you go to work with a company. Because when you work with a company, you can start to connect with your executive. I'll give you an example. Before, I always had difficulty when I go to talk to my management team to discuss with them. Because I don't have a topic. The only topic I had is let's discuss about what do we do, the recording physics, how we do on the material science. I cannot discuss with them in like a personal level, not like occasion. They can go to talking about sports, they can go to talking about. But when I start to do the training, like when I start to have this soft skill training, then I can say, hey Jerry, I'd like to talk to you. You know, I'm training about leadership. And I practice. I reward people. But some of them, it's not all good. Can you teach me? Oh, he said, yeah, Steve. He would tell me, oh, I would. Actually, indeed, he teach me. He said, he used to write during the Christmas, he write the card for all the key people. And they told me, Steve, try this one is very, very powerful. And then this book, we command people to do that. So if you got your management team involved on that, they will be more than happy to pay for you. Okay? It's not money per se, because when they think about it, put investment on you, they will start to pay attention. And the most important thing is you can start to connect all of that. Right? Because that's going to create your visibility also. So anyway, we are still trying to work out this one. We haven't decided time yet, but we like to do some training. So if you have interest on this one, you want to become early bird, we'll suggest if you deposit $100 by July 31st, we'll give you 50% discount. And then in the meantime, we can go to work out, maybe with Stanford to make arrangement, a classroom or San Jose State, we'll figure all this out. So anyway, I'm going to just, I know you are probably all anxious, maybe you have some question or you want to know about all this training, and I'm going to offer this opportunity to have some exchange with you. Okay, thank you so much.